Everybody, it's me, your boy RJ.
Collin.
And today we're replacing the front main seal or crankshaft seal. And since we're in here and it's old and it looks like the rubber's breaking around there, we're going to do the harmonic balancer as well. First thing you need to do, remove your battery. Just because you're spinning, possibly spinning the crankshaft, it's best to just have the power off. Next thing you're going to need to do, you get 8mm and take the two fan trowel bolts off here. And what I already did is I took off the 7/16 fan actual bolts off the pulley, which are right here. Can you see in there? You got a light maybe? Turn a light on.
You can see it.
You can see this thing right here? Okay, there's bolts here. There's only one left in there. I took all of them out. You unscrew them with 7/16. Once you get them loose, most of them will kind of finger and then you got to adjust it, and that affects this whole pulley, and your fan will come off, okay? So, we get these all the way out of here. We'll get them all the way. I thought they were going to be finger tight, but they're not. Okay. Okay. 2 bolts off. I'm going to put them in our spot for our bolt. Okay. So since Colin wanted to say, did I know there's one bolt in the fan? I did. The reason I left that in is so it would hold the fan up and the fan wouldn't fall. So take this fan shroud here, wrestle it, and slowly you want to bend your fins on your radiator so where it's all caught. And then at the same time, you're going to remove your fan. So I'm going to have to get the tool out. That one tightened on me a little. Where did I put it? I had enough, but I did not. So it should, the way they're set up, you can kind of pull the fan off. There's a nub in the middle of the fan that holds it, but you don't have to get it all the way usually. This last bolt says, nope, I'm not coming off. I'm not going finger tight. Okay.
You finger me.
Okay, that one isn't going to do it. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrestle it. You cannot put the electric socket wrench in there. It just doesn't fit. There's no room. Hi, it's me, your boy RJ.
Collin.
Today we're replacing a front main seal or crankshaft seal. We got leaking right here, and harmonic balancer on a 351 Windsor. First thing you need to do, remove your battery. Since you're messing with the crankshaft, you don't want to accidentally somehow spin it and cause the engine kick over. Probably not going to hurt you, but you're probably not going to do it, but just better. You're going to need 8mm. Remove the 2 bolts right here for the fan. Loosen it. You're going to need a 7/16 for all 4 of these. Oh, that's good. Fan bolts, where the fan is, and 3 of them came out real easy. This last one is fighting me, and I'm trying to remove it. There it goes. So there's a nub in the middle of the fan. I'll show you once we get it off. We're going to pause this real quick because it is hand help me gently lift this shroud and fan out without breaking anything. There's 4 spots. They go right here, and then there's like nipple comes out. That nipple goes in here to hold it in place, so you got to get it. You can do that one. That pulley is also going to help you get the belt off for the middle one. Now we got this off. I think this is loose, so we can leave it. Yes. Maybe not. Maybe not. It should slide out of there.
Coming.
It is. There's a belt on it, and there's another pulley. So this pulley can't come off yet. That pulley's in the way, so we got to get the main one, which we're going to do from below. And then we're also going to have to remove this belt, which goes over to your alternator, to get down in there to get to the harmonic balancer. Alright, so what you're going to need next is 14mm, and as you can see, this guy wants to fight me a little, so we might have to get the impact. The electric wrenches are not strong enough to loosen it. So either that or I got to get the other socket wrench out with the bigger handle for more leverage, because this is not going. I don't get much room here. Yeah, so we're gonna have to get out the larger, the 1/2-inch socket wrench, break this free. They're 14 millimeters. We'll be back. Need a dead blow after you relieve the 4 bolts, which are 14 millimeter, out of the main pulley. I probably should have showed that. I don't think I did. We had to break them free with a 1/2-inch socket wrench and then use the electric socket. As you pull each belt, so you don't lose them, you want to pull them off and mark them. So you're gonna we take duct tape and we're gonna mark this and say alternator main pulley, back pulley. Okay. 15-16 socket and an impact or a breaker bar. Impact is going to be your best bet. Okay. And there you go. Simple process if you have the right tools. You're really going to want them. You're going to want the harmonic balancer puller, which I'm going to show you now. And I'll put a link to this one. I got it off Amazon, and it should be good. Like I said, this rubber here is coming out. You see this here? Show them, Collin. See this rubber? It's not that bad, but it is. You want it in. If it all the way breaks away, what will happen is this will stay on the shaft, and this will be flopping around on there, and you won't have balance to your engine. And it's like you don't have balance, like your crankshaft can warp. You can mess up your whole engine. Alright, this is what we got off the Amazons. The Thorstone had good reviews. Made in China, like everything. It was one of the cheaper ones that had good review. I'm sure I could have bought it better. I'm sure you're going to tell me if I don't got snap-on, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But you know what? I used snap-on and they broke just as much. So, buy the cheap ones, they break. I turn them. If they don't break, I keep them. So you're going to need this little yoke here, a little Y. And then you got to find the bolts that are threaded correctly. It looks like I found the first one right away. These are the long ones, though. I don't know if I need that long, okay? And you take this big bolt, it goes in the middle, all right? And there you go. You put this on the head of the other thing, make sure it fits right. That does not. Let's see if that does. You need to fit down in there. That will fit without this. Oops. I have to get the washer out of there. What? I've got to take the washer out, I was thinking, but
good job.
When you do that, that side is the right size. So you're going to take this here, and you tighten it, and what you do is, put this on, you go like this, and you lower it and spin it as far as you can there. And then you put the bolts in, and as you tighten, it will pull the pulley off. So, let's see if other ones fit here. Those don't. Okay, so we're gonna stop the video so I can move in here and get around, and I'll show you once I get. Use the 2 3 3/8 with 16 thread bolts. That's the size we needed. You need a 14 millimeter socket. Get that good and set on there. You put this down to where it goes. And
this is what it's really good for, the socket wrench.
So like this. All right. So we'll get this off. We'll be back in a second. So you get the pulley on. This is my new impact set. I was telling you, I didn't tell you, the ACDelco 2 amp 24 whatever hours. Ready? And watch this. Here's why it comes in handy with these tools. You don't have to sit here all day ratcheting, because an impact will be too strong. Here it is. And this is the 1/4 inch drive. This isn't even my 3/8. Okay? Boom. And we're off. Are we still on there, Collin?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to bring them around. We're going to show them. All right, as you see, we got the back off, and now we can see it was going bad. So what was going to happen over time is going to cause it, and your crankshaft and everything, we start wobbling.
Could that cause death wobble?
No, death wobble steering.
Oh.
This could break your crankshaft in your
engine. Okay.
Bend your crankshaft pulley, and you ain't going to have some problems. You're going to have some fun. So we're in here. We're going to double check that our one matches. I think it does. This is the original because this car's only got 33,000 miles. You can see Ford.
Cool. Everything we've done says Ford.
Yep. So I clean this up for Collin, let him paint it, and use it as a little paper holder or something. All right. So there we go. We got the pulley. We get the other one, and then you push it back on the same way. You can also just take it, get it on there, get a block of wood and hammer it, which we're going to see if that works at first. And then if not, we'll use a board, and there's some spacers, and push it down with the pulley. Okay. yeah, there we go. We're gonna get the next step. We're gonna get that seal pulled out. It's leaking everywhere, as you can see. What a mess. Be right back. I didn't find my seal puller. I probably need to find a spot to put that. It stays where it is. So I'm using a screwdrivers and a punch, and I'm just gonna bend these up here, and then I'm gonna pop it out, and then we'll see. You can see you got tons of leak here. Hopefully this leak is this, because you see someone used RTV, which a lot of people do. Later date, we're gonna have to remove the motor mounts probably, pop all these and put a new gasket in. But look at that, it's a huge, I don't even know if that's the real correct gasket, or if they just got some big piece of rubber. Someone had it before us. But you can see they used RTV there to try to stop. So this might be part of the leak as well. But we're definitely got a leak here. You can see it coming off the back of there. So we're gonna chop this off here. If you got a seal puller, it looks like a big bar with like a T type round, and you put it on there and it tick. I do have one. I just was looking and couldn't find it, so I'm gonna go this way. All right, put it all up without it. We grabbed a hold of it, and then we used this under here as leverage and popped it out. So that's how you get the seal. The new one, we're gonna get a block, and we're gonna push it down with the block or something if I have round that's that big and I can push it down. We'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, here's the front main seal going back in. We're using our Icon ball joint press kit to hold it in place. And oh no,
What?
that hole's too big. So we're gonna have to go this way with it, but that will still work. And then we're just gonna slightly mallet it in place, and hopefully. Okay, as you can see, we're kind of in there good.
If you have a block of wood, it may work too.
A block of wood can go, but you gotta hit like each side. You just gotta gently tap it in. If you get something perfect round like this, see I'm halfway in there, but see how it's flopping? I gotta hit this and it's gonna flop again. We're gonna stop videoing because I need the room and Colin's in my way with the camera, and I need to be able to move. Use the Icon ball joint puller, the BJ 5P, fit perfect down in there on that rim, and it hammered right in. We use the rubber hammer and then the dead blow. Next thing we gotta do is put the harmonic balancer back on, and before you do, get two different paint pens that you can see. I put 0 as white and blue on the 10 so that when you adjust timing, sometimes after you do this, the timing's off because of you're messing with stuff. And not always, but it happens. So we're gonna check our timing once we get it. So we're putting that in. I'm gonna see if the bolt will reach it. If it will, I don't gotta do nothing.
Because your socket.
I'll just use my impact to push it down. But if we don't, we're gonna have to hammer this on.
Do you think maybe your electric socket wrench would get down a little bit?
No way. We're gonna rubber mallet this slightly. Okay, make sure you got it on the keyway. If you can get a new keyway. We left the existing. It's the original. It's gonna be good quality probably, and it's only got 32,000 miles. Like I said, I'm gonna do this by finger tighten, and then we're gonna put this on and I'm gonna impact it down, and then we're gonna find out what the torque setting is and get my torque wrench out. All right, we'll be back in a minute. So we got it set for 80 foot-pounds. It says 70 to 90.
So right in the middle.
There's a good chance this impact already got past that, but
surprisingly no.
Here's the problem. This is why impacts are better too, though. You can.
You should have quite a bit.
No, I can't get the crankshaft to stay still enough.
Oh.
So what you gotta do is almost put a pry bar in here, unless you can hold it that strong, which I should be able to. But
do you want me to get a pry bar?
no, I got it. I got one down here if I have to use it. All right. So where's my pry bar? Gently put a pry bar in. You can hold it. Okay. Hold it in place. And that's it. Alright. So we are there. It's on. We're going to go to the next step. Put the pulley back on. And then work all the other pulleys back in on the way. You got to put this pulley on first before you put this pulley on. First one, find the holes. And I guess to line them up, it's hard to see when you're in here. Oh, I can see it right at that angle. Okay, you only want to put one in because you got to put the fan in, and it's got to slide in, and then you put the other. So I'm going to leave these 4 right here so we don't lose them, so they're close by. That one's got to go in first. Then you got the other pulley because it goes over it, which we'll have in a second once I find it on the ground here in our pile. And we need the bolts for it. Pause it. Get a headlamp column. It'll help you. So this is the pulley that goes on first that fides around the shaft. This is the one that goes over with the bolts. Okay? You got pulley, pulley, pulley. So I'm going to go under here, slowly put these on. Alright everybody, so you can take off stuff and you can do the adjust your alternator and all that, but it's easier to do this while it's on. So what we did, we put the first pulley on, we put one bolt in to hold it in, and we went right here to here. That's the power steering and that main, it's just an idler tension pulley, or no, it's a water pump. That's the water pump pulley. Okay? You got a water pump there, and this guy goes second spot to, let's just start the alternator. And it's the back part of the alternator. We'll need it like this. And since I have it loose, I'm going to go under here, tighten it, and rotate it. Before I... Ooh, looks like we're going to have to loosen the alternator. No! To put it on. Unless I get it. I was doing it while the... Nope, I got it. I got it. Are we still on over there?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I only put the one bolt so we can adjust everything while it's here. And then when you tighten on it, loosens it.
Are you on?
Yeah, it's on. And then the last
Belt.
belt is the AC. Oh, you put spilled my drink.
Oh, I don't know. Drinking. Oh yeah. Ugh. Which bolt? Which belt is this?
This is the AC compressor. Idler tension pulley right there, and main. Okay. So these we're gonna go here, here, and the last one right there, which I'm gonna climb under there and adjust.
Do you want me to hold anything in place?
No, you should be all right. That's sitting good. Okay, same thing. I got the pulley loose, so we should be able to get in there. I did not tighten anything. Stuff in my way. Ooh, are you as tight as you can get?
Yeah. No, I can go a little more.
Yeah, let's see if we can turn it a little. There we go. All right, so we got it. Then put each bolt in, finger tight. We should be good to go on this, and then we put the fan back on and the fan shroud together, which is a little bit of a pain, but we should be good. And happy joy. Finger tighten them all in pretty good. You want to go around like you do with lugs on a tire. You want to do a little at a time so that it sets itself evenly and it's not lopsided. Not as far as the others, as you can see. And you just slowly pull itself on in every direction so that your pulleys aren't wobbly. Okay. Get everything back together. Tighten up the belts if they got loose. This one didn't. Alternator did. We did have to adjust it. It is nice and tight now. Got this back on. Got all those bolts on. Double checking, looking through things. I checked the oil before we go. Everything's good, and we're gonna start her up and see what kind of purring we got. Actually, I'm gonna get stuff out from another car first. Get everything back together. Tighten up the belts if they got loose. This one didn't. Alternator did. We did have to adjust it. It is nice and tight now. Got this back on. Got all those bolts on. Double checking, looking through things. I checked the oil before we go. Everything's good, and we're gonna start her up and see what kind of purring we got. Actually, I'm gonna get stuff out from another car first. Here we go. Hasn't rained yet today, so we'll do a few pumps. Turn the key. Let the fuel pump go. Turn the AC off. Sounds clean. Sounds real clean. So, here we go. It is kind of bouncing. Let's see. Come over here and see. under it and see what we got. Alright, so here's where our leak was. It is not leaking yet, but we will see. It usually takes a while after we drive, so I'm going to clean this whole area off and we'll find out if it's still leaking with some chemicals. The fan is bouncing, so we're going to see why. If I got something too tight or the fan not loose enough. You hear that? So we're going to check that out. Alright, we got everything back together, tightened up, cleaned up under here to see. Started up, sounds clean. Fan's a little wobbly, we had to readjust. We had to loosen this belt, we had it a little too tight, and then we had to mess with the fan. Pull it off and readjust it. Everything's running good and smooth. Cleaned up under here so we can see how much we're leaking still from that and how much was from that seal. There's that new seal. We won't be able to really tell right now. It'll be more when we drive, when it really leaks. And then we'll find out. We might have to do that whole oil pan gasket itself. We might even get a new oil pan rusty under there. This will be a pain because you got to lift the engine up, take the motor mounts out, and lift it. There's the motor mount right there. And right there. But it's running smooth. The fan's a little wobbly, so we might have to get a new water pump. If you hear it. So, let's see if the fan's going bad or the water pump. I think it's the water pump. We're going to find out soon. Everything else is all good though. And when we rev it good, it stops. So I think that water pump's going to be going bad. But that's where we are. Hope you liked the video. Hope it helps. Put a link to the parts we used. If you like it, you know, up top, like and subscribe. Make some comments. Help us out. Help me help you. As always, I'm RJ. See you today, each and every day.